Our region's business is sponsored by PNC for the achiever in you.
If you got or gave electronic devices as gifts over the holidays, odds are you're now trying to get rid of the foam packaging they came in. All too often, the stuff winds up in the landfill, so Nova Chemicals, which makes the materials that make the foam, decided to do something about it. The company launched a series of collection events last year right here in our region that collects and recycles the foam material free of charge. Well, now the program has won the recognition of the Pennsylvania Resources Council, which has presented Nova with an Innovative Recycling Award. John Thayer is Director of Performance Styrenics at Nova Chemicals. Justin Stockdale is Western Pennsylvania Director of the Pennsylvania Resources Council. And welcome. Good to have you both here.
It's great to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Why don't we start with the stuff we're talking about? What kind of material is this?
We're talking about expandable polystyrene. So it's a product commonly used for insulation, for protective packaging, and for food service for cups and containers. This is an example of something that we received at our plant. It's a box that was used to ship actually cupcakes.
Okay.
All right. So
things
the whole
that need refrigeration. Dry ice in there.
Exactly.
We've all presumably
right. Little temperature
like
controlled
that.
shipping.
Okay.
Pharmaceuticals are other common uses for polystyrene foam packaging used for temperature controlled shipping. So the recycling effort really is. So, as you said, we received this at Christmas or somewhere around the holidays.
You're carrying it around the television stations right now. Right? What do I do with
so
this
what
thing?
can you do with it? So with Justin and the great folks at PRC, we have had a long-term relationship. But in 2013, for the first time, what we did is we joined up with them with their hard-to-recycle events, and we allow people to bring in polystyrene. Also working with Appliance Warehouse on the south side of Pittsburgh that recycles appliances, corrugated, and also the polystyrene that's used for packaging appliances. And people were able to bring that to the recycling events. We collected it. What happens to it at that point in time is it's really densified, so you take the air out of the product. So this product would have, let's say, 95% air. That's what gives it the cushioning and insulation value. So they take the air out of the product, they densify it, and then it's sold to folks that make materials like picture frames, crown moldings.
So it wouldn't go back to become that again.
That's correct. It doesn't go back to the foam service. It goes back to more a hard plastic service.
Okay. And Justin, you got a long career now in the recycling type of business. So what makes this kind of stuff so hard to recycle?
It's really a question. Marketplace drives all recycling questions. So who uses it downstream? I think that one of the great successes of this program is we not only have a partner in Appliance Warehouse who's processing the material for us, so they're taking it from its natural state, as it were, as expanded polystyrene. They're converting it into a densified product that can then be sold to a third-party consumer, the manufacturer of, again, architectural millwork, picture frames. There's, again, all kinds of downstream productions from this expanded polystyrene once it's been densified.
Okay, but that's one of the critical sort of barriers. You got to get past the densification to be able to find a market.
That's right, because shipping loose air-filled polystyrene is, it's just not affordable. I mean, you can fill a semi-truck up full of that stuff and it weighs 30 pounds, or, it's just very, very light. So the economics of shipping require the densification step, which changes the dynamic of what the material is. And again, that we have now marketplaces, consumers, manufacturers using this stuff to turn out a product, a value-added product. It becomes a viable recycling commodity. It ceases to be, a true waste where it's, what do you do with it? We have a marketplace for it, therefore we can recycle it. And I think that's what's driven this entire program, is that, again, the economics of it all work out, so it makes it viable to do it.
Well, that's an important way if you can make the numbers work. Now, Nova's interest in all of this, do you make this stuff around here?
So Bill, we're a producer of plastics and chemicals in North America. So one of the leading producers of polyethylene and expandable polystyrene resins. We operate some polyethylene facilities in Alberta and Ontario, Canada. And we operate expandable polystyrene manufacturing facilities here in Pennsylvania, Monaca, and in Painesville, Ohio. Actually, our Monaca facility this year will celebrate its 70th anniversary.
70th anniversary,
yeah,
wow.
So it's
in Beaver County, right?
In Beaver County, that's correct.
So you just have obviously an interest in sort of the cradle to grave aspects of these types of materials.
Our philosophy is taking care of the products that we produce, right? And so, we wanted to walk the talk. The product is recyclable, so we need to be able to demonstrate to consumers around how to do that. Also this year, or in 2013, we launched a product that we sell that has a 25% recycled content. So, as Justin said, it's important that you have the end uses for the products as well. And you know, our philosophy of taking care is make sure we operate in our communities responsibly, and that extends to working with our customers and the products that we produce to make sure that we're being environmentally responsible.
Yeah, Dustin, only a few seconds left, but it does sound like you need, one of the challenges in your jobs or the art of what you do is crafting these types of partnerships to make this sort of thing possible.
This goes all the way to the aluminum can or the glass bottle or the newspaper or anything else. Absolutely, it's a continuous loop is the goal of recycling, right? It's a product, it gets consumed, it then gets disposed of, and then it gets reused, remanufactured back into the consumer's hand again over and over again. And that's the goal of all of these efforts, and from the recycler's perspective. But that is exactly right. It's how do you build that system? How do you negotiate through the partners to build the infrastructure and then to build the collection question? You know, PRC has been hosting events now for some 20 years around various and sundry recyclable materials, whether it's household chemicals or now the hard to recycle events and the EPS foam materials. That, you know, really it's about, again, connecting that picture and connecting that loop and building it all the way around with a goal in mind, I think in 2014 with Nova's partnership, to build permanent collection sites for these materials. And so it's not just an event-based collection, but we're receiving this stuff on a routine day-to-day basis. So the consumer at Christmas time has somewhere to go.
Dynamite. We're getting the whole system in place. Justin Stockdale from the Pennsylvania Resources Council, John Thayer from Nova Chemicals. Thank you both so much.
Thank you, Bill.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Bill, thanks again.
And we'll be back in a minute with a little dollars and cents. Stay with us.